Good morning, everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about keeping flighted birds safe because I'm on a whole bunch of English lists and in the English language world, like the US, Canada, UK, Australia, it is quite common to clip birds, and the big excuse that's being used for this is to keep the birds safe. Now, as you all know, I live in a country where we have quite a different approach to animal and parrot welfare, and for us, clipping birds is deemed cruelty to animals and is by law actually forbidden. And we have to deal with this. 3.4 million households with unclipped birds. And we managed to keep our birds safe. So how do you do that? Problem number one is windows, doors, and so forth, so that the bird can escape. You can purchase or have custom-made window grids, which is basically like an aviary wire that you fit into the frame of the window, so you can open the window safely. There is a wire so that the parrot cannot get out, and you can still air your home. What I've done, I have selected windows in strategic places provided with a grid, and then on the other windows I have actually dismounted the grips so people cannot accidentally open them. You know, when you have visitors, you know, people who don't have parrots, they often really don't think, or they just want to go outside for a quick smoke or whatever. So I make it accident proof by removing the opportunity to to open the window, except for those that have grids on them. Then the second thing is doors. I have double doors everywhere. So basically you have to go through two doors to go outside. Thus you have a safety space always. Even if one door is open to the outside, and if a bird happens to be out, there's the second door that prevents the bird from going all the way outside. So that's pretty easy to do actually, and not actually terribly expensive. I know in hot climates quite often people have ceiling fans, which are super dangerous to parrots, and turning off the ceiling fans often isn't an option, people feel, because it's just too hot. Well, it's the same thing. You can protect it with a grid. You just take aviary wire and you basically build a cage that you mount to the ceiling above the fan so that the bird cannot actually touch the fan. And that, again, you can do this yourself. It's not terribly expensive. It's a bit of an effort to do, of course, but you can keep your bird safe. Then going outside, people thinking, and this actually also is a problem with clip birds, people thinking that the parrot won't fly away because he's so tame, he's so bonded to you, whatever. Given the right amount of fright, which can happen in the weirdest situations, will allow your bird to fly away, even if he's clipped. And the problem is when he's clipped, he can't maneuver that well, and it's going to make it even harder to retrieve him back, and also it's going to make him much more prone to be a victim to predators. So you don't take a clipped or unclipped bird outside ever without protection. Protection means you either put him in a carrier, which you can train him to do, to go into the carrier easily, or you train him to go on a harness. I'm not a big fan of letting parrots fly on a harness because that encompasses all kinds of other dangers. I mean, there's a reason why parrots on a harness with a long leash flying are called lunch on a string. I mean, it's gruesome. It's not funny at all, but I just, the expression is so funny. But, so the harness with a short leaf is a safety measure. And I have parrots that wear harness to take them outside safely. And to be super safe, I actually fix the leash end to my jeans, to my belt. So even if my hands are off, even if I trip and fall or go unconscious, or things happen, the bird still cannot get away because the leash is attached to my clothing. I don't have to physically hold it. Accidents with that happen as well. I've had people call me up in tears, because they let go of the leash and the bird's in the tree with the leash tangled up, and it's a real big mess. You don't want to risk that. And of course, wearing a harness is something you can train in many, many little steps. Even if your bird isn't used to it, you can train it. I've trained mine, so it's definitely possible. Another thing is I can understand the need for your birds to be outside. And you can build an outside aviary, so that way they have the advantage of actually getting UV light. And there are quite inexpensive ways to construct aviaries that can be used under supervision. There are those party-celled aluminum frames, which don't cost much. I mean, right now there's one on special here with Aldi or Lidl, I don't know, one of the two discounters, and it's like, 50 euros or something like this, which is nothing for a frame, and it's 3 meters times 3 meters, so that's fairly big. That's 3 yards by more than 3 yards by 3 yards, so that's quite big. And then you just put how do you call this, pond netting over it, or cat balcony netting over it. You can't leave them in there unsupervised because they will chew the netting, but if you just want them with you for breakfast on the porch or whatever, that's a really good solution to do. So you see, there are lots of ways to keep your birds safe, even if they're flighted, and in my opinion, being flighted is hugely important to the bird's mental and physical well-being. When birds can't fly, they're also much more prone to bad behaviors like biting, because they cannot escape, they cannot get away from scary situations, stuff like that. So, and quite frankly, if you're not willing to have a bird that is flighted, then maybe you shouldn't have a bird. I mean, you wouldn't tie your dog's leg together because your yard isn't dog proof. You would make sure your yard is dog proof, so that your dog can run in it. And it's the same with parrot, except for with parrots you have the third dimension, so you have to make the safety a little bit more comprehensive. And if you are not willing to provide that, then a bird is probably not the right pet for you. You may want to go for something that isn't flighted, like dogs or cats or whatever. And you have to do things obviously to keep them as safe as well. So I hope so this gives you some things to think about how to keep your parrot safe, even in the warm weather, even when he's flighted. And hope you have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.